Welcome back to the AIM podcast. Another great episode. This is going to be a special episode.
Episode 24.
One that we haven't done before, which I'm excited about. You know, 24 is a good number. It's episode 24. Yeah, I'm not going to say Kobe is the GOAT, but we got to pay our respects. He's definitely one of the greatest.
Not going to ever forget him, man. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does. But you talk about, we always, our platform is expressing and furthering this mindset to as many people as possible. You talk about a mindset.
Yep.
Kobe had a different mindset.
Dude, his mindset was next level. I think there wasn't very many people in the NBA working as hard as he did.
Yeah, no, and then that's what took him to the top.
And that's what took him to be able to play dominate the game for so long too.
Yeah,
like he was pretty old, like when he was towards the end of his career.
Yeah, no question. Well, cool, man. Well, anyways, how you doing today, Judah?
I'm doing great. It's my first time on the full podcast, the full-blown thing, so we're doing it, man. I'm excited. We're gonna tell some good stories today.
We are.
It's gonna be a fun time.
Are you nervous?
Nah, I'm not nervous.
Okay.
I mean, it is a little weird because I'm usually behind the cameras, but
for sure. Yeah, Judah's the guy who's behind the scenes, crushing it, making sure that everything looks good, everything's running, and that's the beauty about what we do in our team is we've got a variety of skill sets across the board, and Judah's very, very good at what he does, and we wouldn't be able to do this without him.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely been a learning process, and I think we'll talk about that today, but
yeah, no doubt.
It's been a process learning how to do it. I mean, I kind of started doing this thing with very little experience, so I've just had fun trying to fine-tune my skills a little bit.
When you're driven by a passion, you learn new skills. That's just part of the process.
Dude, that's a good quote.
Hey, we'll mark that down.
That might be on Motivational Monday soon.
I mean, look, it's funny, but it's true. Like, I mean, when you want something that bad, like, you figure it out. And,
no doubt.
I was talking to my mom about this the other day, and it's kind of funny, and we just kind of jumped into talking about it, but I was like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, if there's something in their heart that they want to learn, or they want, they've got some desire, they're going to figure out how to do it. Like,
yep.
And if they don't, then they didn't want it bad enough. Because if you want something that bad, you're going to figure it out. And honestly, that's kind of what's happening with AIM, and I'm excited, and I know you are too. We're going to be able to share this story and kind of how it's grown, and we're nowhere from the end, but we are, we've accomplished a lot, and we're grateful for what we've been able to do.
No doubt. Well, let's get into the Motivational Monday topic for this week.
Yes. It's a good one, man. This week we talked about how if you want to be the top 1%, you're going to have to be willing to do what 99% of people won't do.
Yeah, man.
And I think it's hard for people to really realize that.
Yeah, it's a lot easier said than done.
It's a lot easier said than done. But it's one of those things where it's like, if you truly say if you truly are about what you say, like, your life's going to look different. Your habits are looking different. Like, those are the things that there's a reason there's only the top 1%, or that highest level of successes, because they're different.
Yeah, I mean, and I think if you, like you said, the top percent, like, if you look at all the greats in life, like, that's what they are, man. They're the top 1%. And, like, that quote, for me, the first place I heard that was, I think it was Matt Frazier. But, like, he's one of those guys, like just kills it, like, does what it might not. I'm not sure if he was the one that said it, but he definitely embodies that. Like, that's one of the people that come to mind. Is like he's done so many things that, like, a lot of other CrossFit athletes just never did, and have set himself apart, and that's what it takes to be that highest level. No doubt.
So. And I think it really does come down to just creating, like, strong habits.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading something the other day, and this is a quote from Aristotle, and it says, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." And this is, you and I were actually talking about this before we even picked this for Motivational Monday, but about how, and you can kind of speak on it because you brought it up about Nick Bear's, his philosophy with his team, but it ties right into this quote, and it's so true about how you have to live with, these excellent habits. And it's not an act. It's just a standard.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's what Nick Bear says about his team. And I think we kind of would, I mean, that's what we want to adopt here at AIM too, is like hard work to other people is just our standard. And that's what Nick Bear says. Like his, what he does and what his team does And if you don't know who Dick Bear is, look him up on YouTube. He's a beast. Absolutely, just he's our. We look up to him a lot, but Nick Bear.
One day he'll look up to us.
Yeah, those are some bold words, but yes, maybe so. I love Nick Bear. He's awesome. We would love to do a collab with you, Nick, one day if you're listening to this.
No, he's awesome.
Yeah, but anyways, he says that like the hard work that his team and him put in, it looks very hard to a lot of people from the outside, but that's really just their standard. That's their normal. And so when you think that he's working hard, that's really just what he does every day. That's just part of the habit that he's created. I think that's awesome, man.
No, I do too. I think it's crazy how people can just it really is all about perspective and shifting your mindset. Because it's like when he leads in a position where he demands this high excellent standard.
Yep.
Where to some people that don't have their mind in the right perspective, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so hard. Like, how can I do that consistently? Right. But when it's demanded and it's the baseline, like you have to go above and beyond that to be excellent. Like it's just a way of thinking, and it's a way of, I guess, honestly, mature thinking. Like you're taking a step in progression of just becoming better.
Yeah, and I think it's just like training the mind. It's just like you can train your body, you can train your mind. So, like, for some people, like, it might sound hard to go out and do a 50-mile bike ride, like, with, in the mountains. But, like, for me, that's something that I could do, like...
Here's the biking reference.
That's probably something I could do, like, once a week, at least.
For sure.
But it's just because I've trained my body to be able to do that, and I've adapted. And so if you can train your mind to it and let it adapt to a way of thinking in a certain type of, like, certain volume of work, it's just every day. Like, it's not hard work. It's just what you do every day.
That's well said, Judah. And you got to throw in a little biking reference.
Dude, I mean, that's what I do, man. That's what I do.
Daily biking segment with Judah.
There it is.
No, but yeah, in all seriousness, that is true, and I do believe that that's the way you got to look at it.
Yep.
Cool, man. Well, let's jump into this.
I'm excited.
We've got a lot to talk about.
We do.
I know this is a question, probably our most frequently asked question.
Yeah.
Like
frequently, like, addressed, but not at the same time. I feel like we've like talked about it a lot, but like haven't gotten super in depth into it.
Well, and the cool thing too about our story is that thankfully it's not over, and every day we wake up, there's more to the story, and so I think it's good to have these periodic check-ins and like talk about why we started, what motivated us to start, where, like, how far we've come, and as we continue fortunately to do this and have this platform and grow this platform, like, we're gonna have more and more stories to tell.
I know,
which is exciting.
We're just documenting the journey right now.
Let's go. So but yeah, I mean, I think we really just start with how it all started, the motivation behind it.
Yeah. You want to start out with like your side of things? Tell us, let's talk about how the idea was first generated.
Yeah.
Because that came first from you.
Yeah.
And then we kind of joined in and like rallied together and like
got it off the ground.
But let's start there.
Yep.
Start day one. Doug's doing push-ups or something, and he has an idea.
Yeah. Well, one thing that Judah knows, and people that are close to me know, that I have crazy ideas. Pretty much, I'd say 7 out of 7 days
Let's
a week.
Let's just put it this way: today, on the day that we recorded this podcast, I think I probably had like 50 text messages from Doug with just different little. He sends me bullet points of ideas that he has and he wants to talk on the phone about later.
Yeah, it's. I would say it's a blessing and a curse in a lot of ways, and I think that I just have this. I wouldn't say I'm creative artistically, but I would say that I'm creative entrepreneurially, and in a business standpoint, just being exposed to different things. I'm a nerd for like education through business and like different ways to help and grow and stuff. Anyways, kind of I don't want to get off track too far, but
it's okay.
This, to set up the context, we're shut down. The world's shut down in 2020. And
COVID.
I don't know, if the people listening, like, they'll probably remember the year of 2020. It probably won't be a year that's
going into history books for sure.
Most likely be a crazy movie about it in 10, 15 years.
Yep.
But, the context is like we're in the midst of everything shut down. we're at home, can't do anything. You're with your family, or if you're fortunate, I was with my mom and my brother, and I enjoy that time with them. But it gives you a lot of time to think, and I think the biggest takeaway, before I get into the ideas, like what I learned from that time in isolation with my family is just like how uncertain life is.
Yeah.
And how like there's nothing that we can take for granted. And I think it's safe for me to say, I think a lot of people can relate, but it's like before COVID, like I feel like there were certain days where there were just days were going by and I really wasn't appreciating what was happening.
Yeah, no doubt. Lots of time spent on iPhones watching Netflix and stuff.
Just, yeah, I mean,
it's a wild time, man. It's crazy to think back on it.
It really was. And I think, that time at home really allowed me to kind of evaluate my ambitions really, and what I thought was important to me, and what I wanted to do moving forward, knowing that, life can change in an instant.
Yep.
And so really just to break it down, one night, it was April, I want to say 7th or 9th. I have the exact day in my phone when I created that first panel of AIM words, and I think I actually posted this on my Instagram a week ago. It was in April of 2020. It was one night. It was like 10:50 p.m. I was on FaceTime with a friend, a good friend that I went to school with since kindergarten, and she'd helped me with some stuff. She was a graphic designer, really artistic, really good with like digital stuff, and so I would have all these business ideas, and I'd pitch them to her, and I'd get her to help me like create logos or like come up with ideas. And we were talking that night, and I just told her, I was like, look, I want to create a platform. I want to create a platform to help people, because right now we need it more than ever. Like there is a need and there's a calling for somebody to step up and say, look, I don't care if, COVID has shut down our world. I don't care if our nation's divided. I don't care whatever the excuse is. Like someone's got to step up and be positive.
No doubt.
And so that was the drive, initial drive to get it off, to come up with this idea. And essentially we were talking, and I was like, I need a word. I need to figure out how I want to name this platform. I was like, I need a word that I'd want to describe myself as. So we kind of played around with some words, and eventually we got to the word ambition. It's a pretty good word.
Yeah.
And I was like, ambition is a word. It's a characteristic that starts. It's got to start in your mind. Like it's got to be a mentality.
Yep.
And so we were talking, and it was like, wait, ambition in mind, ambition in mind, and then we're like, oh my gosh, and
AIM.
the acronym is AIM, and it was like one of those light bulb moments.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this might work actually. So, but in all seriousness, like we thought the idea was really cool, and it was something I thought of, but at the time I was like, I don't really know what to do with it, so I just kind of kept it on the back burner. Fast forward to the summer of 2020, I get up to Western Carolina University, where I'm playing basketball, and we were coming up for summer workouts. My best friend Judah and Justin were up here already, and y'all were getting after it on the boat dock.
Working at the boat docks, boy.
Getting it, grinding
that money.
And working. And I think it was one night, and this is kind of where I want your story to kind of come into this. But
yeah,
you were running or biking.
I think I just got back in from a run.
You had just got back in from a run. I was in the apartment one night with Justin, and we were talking. I was telling him about this idea. I was telling him about this word, this name. And we were talking about it, and you came in, and that's kind of where the conversation started.
Yeah. I like walked in from a run, and like I think I just went into my room to like change or something. I can't remember what I was doing, and I heard y'all talk. I heard y'all say ambition in mind. That's all I heard, and I was like, that's gotta go on a shirt. That's gotta go on a shirt. Like that's sick. No. Like just I don't know. There's something about it that just like rang, and I just was like, dang, that's sick. So then I walked back in, and I was like, yo, whatever y'all just said needs to go on a t-shirt.
Yeah. And
you're like, well, yeah, that's like kind of what we're talking about a little bit.
For sure.
But
I think the big thing for me is like I always knew that it was something I was excited about, something I was passionate about, but I needed people to believe in me and to believe in the idea and do it with me. I never wanted to do it alone, and every step of the way we've done it as a team.
Yeah.
And it's been all about us. It hasn't been about us, but it's never been about me. It's never been about you. It's been about our team helping other people, and that's
building a community. Yes. Around the mindset.
Exactly. And so really that is the origin story. We had that conversation that night. You did kind of jokingly say it needs to go on a t-shirt. And so
and then I think I was just like, cause I think I've always had kind of a interest in like filming and photo editing and just all that, like just photography and everything. But I never really like had a reason to do it. And looking back, I probably should just went out and just started doing random stuff, because that's what you do when you want to do something. You just go do it. You take massive and immediate action, like Nick Bear says.
Nick Bear, yeah.
Another Nick Bear quote.
Good job.
But anyways, I just like never really had anything that like a reason to do it. And then you were talking about that, and I was like, well, if y'all need help with like photo editing or video editing, like I don't know if I'm that great at it, but I think I've got an eye for it a little bit. Because I had done some of it in like high school and stuff, but and then I was like, cool, I'll help you guys with that. Like, let's just start an Instagram page.
Yeah.
And then I think probably was it that night, or when did we start the Instagram page? Was it a couple days later?
Yeah. So this is at the end of July. This is like July 29th, I want to say.
Yeah.
Was our first post.
Yeah, so it had to have been at least a couple days later. It wasn't that long after, I don't think.
Yeah, it was soon.
We're like, well, let's just do it. Like, let's just start an Instagram page.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that's exactly what we did. And, we set out and we said, okay, let's kind of, be a little bit organized with it. So we kind of came up with some content days. We had our motivational Monday. We had our workout Wednesday. We had food Friday. And we had recovery Sunday. And we were posting 4 times a week. And that was it when we started.
Yep.
And since then, obviously, we've evolved some. But I remember, this is kind of funny. I remember, like, you took Justin's camera. Justin still had, like, work and stuff and was grinding. I know you and I kind of put in a lot of work in early on, just getting content. Like, you took Justin's camera. We'd go to the track. We would go to the gym and do these, like, little photo shoots. And, like, I remember kind of how we started. And it was very humble. Humble beginnings.
Yeah, man. It's crazy how that started. And, like, I look back at that. And I mean, our content was good, but I look back at some of our content, I'm just like, I don't know what I was thinking with that edit or something. Like, just some of it's a little cringy, but dude, we were just like trying to put some stuff out there.
Yeah.
But
and even the evolution of our logo. I mean, Justin is extremely talented. Justin Graham, was responsible for the logo. We kind of sat together as a team and talked about what we thought would look good, and he kind of put it all together. Mm-hmm. But I love where it is now. People really like, what we have. It's a good logo.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 second. I'm going to check one of the cameras real quick. Right. We can just, this is part of it when I'm on the podcast. Hold on 1 second. Right. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Gabe just called me, so I'll just make sure you're good. Pardon the interruption. Back. But yeah, I mean, is crazy. I mean, dude, it's such a blessing. Like that, starting that with you guys is just like, I feel like it kind of gave us all a reason to just like really push and like do something like with our lives too. Like for me at least, like I just felt like I had something to really work for, besides just like school and stuff. Like it was just something, because like I think me, you, and Justin have always been passionate about like helping other people and stuff, and so it was just a platform to do that.
No question.
So
I think the cool thing, like we talk about this sometimes, but just like our intention was to help. Our intentions were to help other people and be positive and lead and make an impact and build community. But like literally, like you're just saying, like it held us accountable.
Yep.
Like, if we're going to sit here and we're going to, promote this message and try to help people with this message, like we got to take it to heart and we got to live it daily. And like, we can't, and trust me, we're not perfect at all, but like we got to lead, with some very serious intent to like, be about it.
For sure. And then, so we started the page and we created a content schedule, which I think at the time was Motivational Monday, Workout Wednesday, Food Friday, and Recovery Sunday.
Yeah.
That was what we had. And that was pretty good. That was a pretty solid start for sure. I mean, we were posting, what was that, 4 times?
Yeah.
4 times a week. So we did that, started gaining some traction, following all our friends. They were following us back, like the idea. I think everybody was just like down to hear some positivity, because when we started that, like, everything felt negative. Like everybody just wanted to kind of like have a little glimpse of some happiness somewhere,
Yeah, no question.
Everybody else was just like, yeah, we can't do this because of COVID and just all these like things using COVID as an excuse, which I mean I guess is a pretty good excuse, but still it's just like.
And I think something cool about our content too, like when we first started, like we were still, I mean, the country was pretty much locked down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from a basketball standpoint, we were in and out of quarantines. Like it was still a very intense situation nationwide, especially in our area. And I think our content kind of complemented that well in the fact that, you know, when we were first doing Workout Wednesdays and stuff, a lot of it was like body weight or outside. Like we were trying to provide content that people could really use, and hopefully it was valuable to them.
Yeah.
And then since then, you know, we've been able to get back in gyms and do some other stuff. But I think that is cool, like you said. Like it was just a time when people needed that kind of content, and they were able to, you know, really. I think the community aspect of it really was a bigger deal than we initially thought when we started. Like
No
that's
doubt.
what happened. Like people started posting on their stories and like
Yeah.
shouting us, and we never asked for any of that. Like that just happened.
I
People
know.
just loved it and wanted to be a part of it, and that's the biggest blessing from any of it.
No doubt. It was so good. And then how long? I haven't even thought about it. How long in were we in before we bought our first? Like we ordered our first
2 weeks.
2 weeks in.
It was dude. Yeah, it was mid-August. Mid-August we placed an order. It was
For gear.
54 t-shirts.
54 shirts.
We had the basic. I mean, they're nice shirts. I'm
Yeah,
actually wearing.
you're
This is
wearing-
one of the original.
Is that the
shirts.
OG?
This is an OG.
That's a pretty clean looking OG.
It's I keep my gear pretty clean.
Might have gotten pretty beat up.
We had
But-
army green, sand, tan, and we had black.
Yeah.
Those are our 3 colorways. We kind of based this off the military. Like we wanted to kind of like be hard, like be, you know, show our respect to the military. And those were our 3 colorways. Just the AIM shield on the, you know, our logo on the front, nothing
Yep.
on the back.
Yeah, I didn't have ambition in mind down the back yet. That's how you know if it's an OG.
That's an OG.
If you see somebody wearing an AIM
That's
shirt
vintage.
with no, if you see somebody wearing an AIM shirt and it doesn't say ambition in mind on the back, you're
That's
looking
one
at
of 54.
Yeah, that's gonna be worth something one day.
1 of 54. And I think the funny thing too was like, you know, obviously we were excited. We gained some traction early.
We were
from,
so pumped.
from a lot of good, you know, very loyal support. But we got the order in. You know, it took 2 weeks to ship the shirts here. We got the order in, and we sold out in 2 days. And
Dude,
we're
that
like,
was insane. I made a little edit for like getting the gear in, like following the tape, like cutting it open. Dude, we were so hyped about that.
we were
We
pumped.
still are. I mean, when we get our gear in, dude, we go crazy.
I think you know this. I have the original box of our very
Yes.
first AIM order in my room.
And we all signed it, right?
We signed it, yeah. So we gotta
That's
hold on
gonna have to
that
go up on a wall somewhere eventually.
in the warehouse one day.
Yeah.
But
That'd be
no,
sick.
it's been a blessing, and the gears just kind of taken off, and that's kind of been, you know, the scalable part of our brand that we've just been able to do. Like, because we looked at it like this, and this is what I think is important. Like, when we started AIM, it was never, the purity of AIM was never to, you know, make money or to draw a profit. It was literally just to help people. The cool thing about the gear is it helps promote the mindset, because we're trying to reach as many people as possible, not make as much money as we can. This was all about reaching lives, like real lives, pure, genuine lives.
Yeah.
And I think that's the cool thing about the gear, is because people want to support it. They want to be involved in our AIM fam, and they just, you know, it helps spread the message more. So the gear's been so cool to just grow and continue to, you know, increase our order sizes and sell out and do pre-sales and sell out during our pre-sale. Like it's been a lot of fun.
I know, dude. And now, I mean, we just got a huge order in compared to the first one, and now our gear's like on, like, just to see how far we've come in less than a year is crazy. Like,
No question.
like it feels like, kind of feels like forever. I don't
It
know.
does.
To me, it kind of feels like but I think it's just because of everything we've done. But like it feels like over a year. It feels like we've been going for like 2 years.
No question.
But like, dude, we're still in our first year of AIM.
yeah, we haven't hit our anniversary.
But yeah, dude, it's been a huge blessing, and I really appreciate all the support we've gotten from people.
No question. I want you to, you know, kind of move into this next segment. I want you to talk about first off, what it is and the importance and how it's helped us grow our brand of the AIM Alpha Fam. You know, I think it's important to get into that, because that's been big.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
been super, super cool to build the AIM Alpha Fam.
when did we start the AIM Alpha Fam? I don't know, like I need to start remembering all the different dates.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like kind of late 2020?
Yeah, it was definitely late 2020.
Like December
It was
maybe?
it was probably four 4.5 months into to really getting after it.
Yeah, because I think what our original goal is like we decided like we want this to be all about community and bringing more people together, which we're still passionate about, but we were super passionate because we were just like, nobody's together right now. Like, this sucks. Like, this is like we gotta build some community and like bring people back together because COVID was just ripping us all apart.
For sure.
But like community is just so important for like people to like. That's how we were designed to live, is in community. Like, this whole social distancing thing, like, that's not how we're supposed to live at all. And so it was really tough on people. I know it was mentally. It was hard on me mentally. Like, I'm a big people person.
Yeah,
I don't like being apart from people. Like, that sucks. So I think for the AIM Alpha fam, it was just like, let's start to create a family of people that all have the same goals, not like specific goals. Like, you know, obviously Doug doesn't want to be a super fast bike racer, and I don't want to be like, well, I don't know.
What do you guys think?
I mean, Doug has some, you know, he's a pretty good athlete overall. So, I mean, I want to be a good athlete overall, but I mean, I'm more focused on cycling. But
right.
It's the goal of just getting better every day and keeping ambition in mind. So, like, just creating a family around that idea and just people that are passionate about like bettering themselves every day. And so that's kind of what we did. We just started reaching out to our friends and family that we thought were, you know, like embodied our vision. And that's kind of how it formed.
No question. And I think it's safe to say, like, our group, the AIM Alpha fam, is a group of leaders. And we want everyone to have the mindset, but we definitely wanted to seek individuals that not only had the mindset, but were in a position where they would advocate and lead and impact and influence. And so, you know, it's cool to see, like, obviously, you know, we're in school at Western Carolina. Like, it took off. We gained a lot of traction here on our campus. But our AIM Alpha fam quickly grew to across the state, across the region.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a guy down in Florida right now in the AIM Alpha fam. So it's cool to see how it's grown and expanded. And it's not just here at Western, but it's really grown. And it's just, you know, people like you just said, like leaders and people that are really just ambitious and trying to seek a better life and impact the people around them. So I think that's the beauty of it.
And I think that's, for anybody like wondering, I think that's one of our long-term goals for this platform too, is like we just want to spread this mindset to really the ends of the earth, like everywhere.
Yeah.
Like we just want to like create a community all over the world of just people that are willing and ready to go after their dreams and go get it with no excuses. Just hard work.
For sure.
You know?
I have to ask you a question.
What's the question?
What would you say has been your favorite AIM experience or memory to date?
That is so hard. I mean, I think like our me and you have had a lot of fun together, just like creating content, like doing the Motivation Mondays and all the other stuff we've done. Like we spent so much time together doing content, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But shoot, maybe like I'd say our AIM Alpha fam retreats for sure.
Yeah,
both of them probably. Both of them were really good. I don't know if I want to pick a favorite, but just like being able to have a lot of our Alpha fam come into town and just spend time with them and just like see and meet all these awesome people. I mean, a lot of the people that started out in our AIM Alpha fam, I think did you know all of them? I didn't know all of them.
Yeah, I've pretty much either known them directly, like personally, or been good friends with someone that right. kind of put us in touch with.
But like some of the guys when we added them, like I had no idea who they were, but like I mean I like knew who they were, but I didn't know them
super well, right?
Yeah, so like just getting to bond with people that are like have the same goals and want the same things is just awesome. Like just that community is amazing. So I think just having, you know, that's probably some of my favorite memories. Also, getting the gear in has been really fun.
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory? Do you have one like other than the AIM Alpha fam?
Yeah, I've got a couple. I think, you know, first and foremost, just like the this is just like hearing people, and it's not about what people say. Cause
Yeah.
like it's some point in life you gotta block out, you know, the noise and just you know, find your passion, double down and drive. But like I will say, you know, when people DM us, hit the account, you know, reach out to me personally, text me, whatever, and like say, look, what you guys are doing, man, it's just like it's really helping me. Like
Yeah.
that stuff, like it hits a nerve, like it hits like a.
That's true, man.
I'm about to get like emotional, bro. Like it's like, cause at the end of the day, like, dude, there's no way to describe the feeling when you can impact someone's life and like
Yeah,
put them in a better place,
no doubt.
or at least have a hand in it.
Yeah, it's just crazy that we've been able to even do anything like that. Like, obviously, that's what we want to do, and we want to help people. But it's like when it actually starts impacting people, and like that's what drives us to just keep going. Like, why would we stop now?
No doubt.
So many people. Well, I think so many. Like, from what I've heard, a lot of like we've gotten a lot of great feedback about like our content, and so.
And like our goal is just to help one person at a time, and
That's
so like,
right.
it's not about, you know, what everyone thinks, but I don't know. I will say like my favorite memory, I don't know if I remember. One of the things that really sticks out in my mind, I'll never forget this. I was on a run one day. This was early.
Yeah.
And I was getting it. I was running pretty good, and on the far distance, like up the road, I was running on campus. I see a black shirt with the AIM logo. I'm like,
Yeah.
no way.
I remember you.
Dude,
telling me
I
about
was like, this is surreal. Like, dude, someone's wearing our stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know who the guy was.
this. Yeah, that's where it's gotten crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, it took me a second. I was like, what? Like, someone's really wearing like our brand and like promoting it and supporting it, and like, it drove me insane. I was like, this is so cool, man. I just want to keep doing this. Like, I want our team to continue to find ways to bring more value to people, and so that's been a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, I would have to say, like, we started to see people that like I definitely didn't know, and even when you didn't know, like, that's when it got like crazy. I was like, dang, like this is wild. But
Yeah.
I mean it's still like we still got a long ways to go, but that just
Very
seeing
long
that
ways.
is just like awesome. It just makes you feel good. So
For sure.
that was, I know what you're talking about. You called me and you were super hyped about it.
I was pretty hyped.
I'm pretty sure you were still running.
Yeah, I probably was. I think I
Yeah.
ran an extra 3 miles outside. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, I think it's good stuff where it's gone, and I'm excited about the future. I think we had a pretty big day today.
We did have a big day.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah. I mean, well, this is kind of tied back into some of Doug's the daily Doug ideas. But we launched another Instagram page today. It's kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal. I don't think it's truly hit, but I think it has a lot of potential. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, one of the biggest things that we've always talked about is a lot of people associate us with health and fitness and working out, and you know, we do produce and create a lot of content in that realm. But at the end of the day, like ambition and mind is a mindset, and you can apply that to anything in life, whether it be sports, music, academics, business, your relationships. It's a mindset, so it really can go in a lot of ways. And I think we both have a passion for health and fitness. We understand the importance of, you know, people being healthy and taking care of their body and taking care of their mind. And so like that's been something we've produced a lot of content for.
Yep.
But another big thing in my life, especially, and I know you've been really supportive, has been basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I played college basketball at the Division I level. I've been playing basketball since I was 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
It's been a huge part of my life. And so we're excited. We're excited to launch AIM Basketball. We can't necessarily go into all of our ideas with it right now, but just know that
Still in the planning stages, kind of.
It's in the planning stages. But we're implementing some stuff.
Yes.
But there's just going to be a lot of cool content, and we're just looking for new ways to reach and provide more value for people. And I think that's what the platform's hopefully going to grow into.
And I think just so everybody can know, like, what our goal is to keep our main AIM page, like Doug was saying, about the mindset and about motivating people to get better every day, really. And so that's what we want our main page to be like for forever. Like, but we do want to create other pages too, to like branch off and hit other, you know, other topics and stuff too.
For sure.
And I think eventually we'll probably develop possibly an AIM like fitness page, and go strictly motivation. I don't know. There's a lot of things there's a lot of decisions and things up in the air, but that's kind of the idea behind it.
No doubt. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. And I think another big thing, we're getting into right now is the public speaking, which is exciting because again, that opens up new avenues, new doors for us to share the message and reach new audiences and new people that we haven't been able to touch and hopefully make impacts there. And I'm really excited about that as well.
Yep. And if you're interested in that AIM basketball page, you can go follow us. You can find it on our main page. It'll be on there in our bio. So just go, if you like basketball, follow us. Give us a follow. It's gonna be fun. There'll be a lot of basketball news on there and potentially some other big things that we've got in the works.
Yeah, we've got some cool guests that might make appearances. Might do some content with some guys in college, guys in the NBA. We'll see. But we're excited about that because we're going to be able to.
For that.
Yeah. I think the coolest thing about the basketball thing, not to ramble, but just like the sport's so pure and it's just like it's done so much for me and just taught me so much about life. And honestly, a lot of the things I learned from the game of basketball just growing up is like what I've applied to this. And so we're excited to dip into that and have fun.
We have so many. You have so many connections in that industry too. So it's like kind of a no-brainer. I still love basketball. I love the sport of basketball. I grew up watching Tar Heel basketball.
Oh.
Go Heels, baby.
No, that's okay. Great program.
Watching them beat Duke,
that didn't happen.
It's an often. it's a pretty. It's an occurrence that happens many times. But I'm looking forward to watching them beat Duke plenty more times to come. So, but yeah. Anyways, Doug's a Duke fan.
I am a Duke fan. Yeah.
It's the only thing that is hard for our relationship. But anyways, yeah. I love basketball. I suck at basketball. Ben Burgess could tell you that, but not very great at basketball. I grew up playing it, but just not that great.
Playing, though.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Pretty solid. But I will say this is kind of a funny story. I know this episode's all about kind of stories and just being funny, but I do remember when I was playing at Western, pre-COVID, when we could sneak people into the gym and stuff at night. You would come in there and rebound for me.
Facts.
And you'd do these drills.
Bro, I put in the work.
You definitely did not have any background in basketball training, but you would put me through good drills. It was more mental. You would be like, all right,
I played middle school basketball.
You'd be like, all right, you got to make 5 threes in a row at this spot before you move on. Or
I feel like I did pretty good, honestly.
No, you did.
I was pretty proud of my coaching skills.
I will say, our managers, my whole career at Western, we had some great managers that worked super hard, but you rebounded probably just as good, if not better, than anyone ever had. You were going hard, dude. Full sweat, getting me the ball as quick as possible. Even you would do a 2-ball rebounding drill with just one person, and that's hard to do.
Takes some effort, man. I'm telling you. I was really working hard. I'm telling you. But hey, I still got good coordination, so I can dribble well. I feel like I can dribble pretty well for not playing basketball.
Yeah,
but that's pretty much all I can do.
I would agree.
And pass the ball, but
we're getting followers as this episode occurs.
Sweet.
Yeah, people are following the account. But yeah, I don't want to ramble on too much. But yeah, AIM basketball is big. It's going to be a big part of the future. Doubling down on content. The public speaking, which we mentioned, and then events, man. I think that's something you and I talk about it all the time, but COVID has put a halt on that. But we're so excited because we just want to connect with people, and I think that's going to be a very genuine way where we can really connect with our community.
No doubt. Events. Yeah, I'm super excited about events. That's going to be so much fun.
No doubt.
I can't wait for this. We got to make that happen soon.
We will.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Well, we should have something in the works this fall, hopefully. Everything goes as planned.
Either way, we're going to have one.
No doubt.
Sooner than later.
Well, I think this has been a great episode. We're just kind of wrapping it up. We're just so grateful for everything that's happened so far. We don't want to ever, and this is something that Judah does a great job of holding me accountable, because I sometimes am so forward thinking. I don't stop and take a lot of, take in the moment.
Yeah.
But man, we've had some fun times in even less than a year. And I think we got to appreciate it, but also be excited, motivated for what's ahead. But we just want to thank you guys for the support. Seriously, and genuineness.
It's been incredible, and I'm super excited. We're not anywhere close to being done. This is just the beginning.
No question.
It's going to go crazy. I'm excited about it.
Absolutely.
So, and if you guys have any other questions about how we got started or what we do or what the roles are in AIM, just let us know. You can tweet at us, #AimPodcast, or DM us on Instagram. You can, whatever way you want to get in contact with us, just let us know, and we'll answer your questions for sure. But
we are here to serve you.
We are here to serve you all day, every day.
Well, guys, thank you for listening to another great episode of the AIM Podcast with Doug and Judah. It was a good one. It was a lot of fun. Just kind of reminiscing and just talking about what we've done. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been good, bro.
But we hope to see this continue to grow. We hope to continue to impact, and we are just so excited for what is to come with you guys coming along with us.
And as always, keep ambition in mind, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.